Pause for a moment and consider this. What if the shimmering tapestries of myth, the whispered legends of ancient civilizations, the fantastical tales we've been told since childhood, what if they weren't mere fiction? What if, beneath the surface of dragons and spellbooks, of enchanted forests and sorcerer kings, lay something far more profound? What if the very essence of magic, as depicted in countless stories, was not an impossible fantasy, but rather a forgotten science of the mind, a lost art, a profound technology of consciousness that humanity once understood, utilized, and then slowly, tragically forgot? Imagine tracing the lines of time itself, back through centuries, through millennia. Glimpse the cryptic symbols meticulously carved into megalithic stones, symbols whose meanings are now lost to all but a few. Envision the intricate, almost alien, geometry of alchemical diagrams, promising the transmutation not just of lead into gold, but of base existence into illuminated being. See the delicate, yet potent, sigils adorning ancient papyri and vellum manuscripts, texts hinting at rituals and insights that defy our modern understanding of reality. These aren't just artifacts, they are echoes. Echoes of an era when the veil between the seen and the unseen was thin, when the power of thought and intention was understood to be a tangible force shaping the world. For too long, this profound knowledge, this potential to influence the very fabric of our existence, has been relegated to the realm of superstition, dismissed as the stuff of fairy tales and delusion. Yet, what if the key to truly understanding this forgotten science, the very blueprint for unlocking these dormant human capabilities, lay preserved, perhaps even deliberately hidden, within the pages of a single, controversial book? An extraordinary text that courageously details its procedures, its rites, and its deepest mysteries, daring to expose what others sought to conceal. This isn't about parlor tricks or escapism. This is about reclaiming a lost heritage, a deeper understanding of reality, and an extraordinary expansion of your own innate capacities. Join us as we peel back the layers of misconception and disbelief. By the end of this journey, I promise you, your entire perception of the world will be irrevocably transformed. You will see not just the world around you, but more importantly, your own magnificent, often untapped, potential in a completely new, electrifying, and profoundly empowering light. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew? Welcome, fellow seekers of wisdom. Today we begin a truly extraordinary exploration, one that significantly shifted my own perception of reality. My encounter with this remarkable volume wasn't in a sterile library, but rather years ago in the evocative atmosphere of a forgotten bookstore where the scent of aged paper and untold stories lingered. There it was, tucked away on a dusty shelf, its worn cover radiating an undeniable presence, the history of magic, including a clear and precise exposition of its procedure, its rites, and its mysteries by Eliphas Levi. I confess, my initial reaction was a potent mix of fascination and a touch of youthful wonder, perhaps even a secret hope for ancient conjurers' secrets. The very title evoked images of arcane rituals and forbidden knowledge. I envisioned a dusty grimoire, a manual for bending reality to my will. But as I opened its pages and allowed Levi's intricate prose to wash over me, I quickly realized I held something infinitely more profound than any simple spellbook. This wasn't merely a chronicle of humanity's magical beliefs or a historical recounting of strange customs. No, Eliphas Levi, a luminary of 19th century esotericism, was doing something far more radical. He was, in essence, unveiling the fundamental mechanics of human will, the astonishing power of imagination, and their intrinsic connection to reality itself. Levi argues that true magic isn't about external theatrics or supernatural intervention. It's about the internal alchemy of consciousness, the disciplined application of intention, and the profound understanding of how our inner world shapes our outer experience. This book, then, reveals itself not as a manual for spells, but as a sophisticated, profound philosophy for life, a guide to understanding the subtle, yet immensely powerful, forces that animate our existence. And this deep dive into Levi's work is precisely the journey we are about to undertake. So, set aside any preconceived notions about wands and spellbooks. We are not just reading a book, we are embarking on an intellectual adventure, decoding a timeless map of human consciousness. This map traces the intricate pathways of human thought, belief, and intention, revealing principles that underpin not just historical magic, but also modern psychology, creativity, and personal empowerment. Over these episodes, we will embark on a grand historical and philosophical tour, starting with the ancient origins of magical thought in the earliest civilizations, through the profound mystical traditions of Egypt, India, and the Kabbalah, charting its evolution through various eras, culminating in Levi's groundbreaking synthesis. We'll uncover how these timeless principles manifest in our contemporary world, offering tangible, practical applications for resilience, creativity, and mastering our own personal reality. This isn't just an academic exercise, it's a living philosophy waiting to illuminate your understanding of yourself and the world around you. So, settle in and prepare to see reality with new eyes. Our adventure begins now. Welcome to our exploration of Eliphas Levi's monumental work, The History of Magic. Before we delve into its fascinating history and intricate procedures, we must first confront the very notion of magic itself. For Levi, this word, so often trivialized by stage illusions, fantasy novels, or mere childish whimsy, holds a profound and rigorous meaning. Our first chapter, Defining the Undefinable, aims to strip away these common misconceptions and reveal magic as the sophisticated high science it truly represents. Forget the cheap tricks and deceptive smoke and mirrors, the disappearing acts of a stage magician, or the superstitious rituals clinging to old wives' tales. Levi sharply distinguishes between what he dismisses as low magic, the realm of charlatans, crude practices, and ignorant superstitions driven by fear or greed, and the profound discipline he champions, high magic. This distinction is paramount. Low magic is born of external appeal and often misdirection, seeking quick, superficial changes. High magic, however, is an inward journey, a path of rigorous spiritual and psychological development, a quest for deep self-mastery that culminates in a profound understanding and harmonization with the universe itself. It demands intellectual rigor and unwavering ethical commitment. At the heart of Levi's exposition lies his audacious declaration, "Magic is the science of the secrets of nature." This is emphatically not an oxymoron, nor is it a call to break the laws of physics. Levi insists that magic is not about transcending or defying universal laws, but rather about understanding them at a deeper, more fundamental level, particularly those subtle, often unseen, forces that govern consciousness, will, and subtle energies. It is a system, a grand philosophy built upon the recognition of these hidden forces, the intricate connections between mind and matter, will and reality. Just as modern science studies the quantifiable laws governing the physical world, high magic is the dedicated science of uncovering and mastering the hidden, often spiritual and psychological, laws that underpin all existence. It's a meticulous method for achieving a conscious and deliberate influence over oneself and, by extension, over external reality through the focused, disciplined application of an enlightened will. Consider the master artist, the sculptor who seemingly breathes life into inert stone, or the virtuoso musician who weaves sound into transcendent emotion that moves the very soul. They don't defy the laws of physics, acoustics, or human psychology. Rather, they understand them so intimately, they manipulate these principles with such precision and profound intent that they create something extraordinary, something that appears almost miraculous to the untrained eye. Similarly, the adept of high magic, the true magician in Levi's sense, is a master artist of existence. They understand the hidden rules, the subtle currents of the cosmos, and the human psyche. They don't break reality, they navigate its unseen pathways using their refined will, cultivated intellect, and spiritual insight to shape experience and manifest intention in ways that appear magical to those unaware of the underlying, universal science at play. This is not about conjuring demons or casting fantastical spells of fiction. It is about the meticulous, disciplined cultivation of inner power, the harmonizing of self with the universal current, and the profound art of consciously creating one's reality. Having explored the fundamental principles that underpin all magical thought, we now turn our gaze to the ancient wellsprings from which these traditions first flowed. Our journey into the cradle of wisdom begins in those pivotal lands where the concepts of science, religion, and magic were not separate disciplines, but rather inextricably interwoven into a singular, profound pursuit of understanding. Our journey truly begins in the sun-drenched lands of ancient Egypt, a civilization whose monumental achievements and profound spiritual insights continue to captivate. Here, the Egyptian priesthood emerged not merely as spiritual leaders, but as the primary custodians of an immense, integrated body of knowledge. Their magic was deeply entwined with their sophisticated understanding of cosmology, medicine, and engineering. Every ritual, every incantation was an attempt to align human will with the divine order of Ma'at. At the heart of their esoteric wisdom lay the legendary Book of Thoth, a collection of texts attributed to the ibis-headed god of wisdom. These weren't simple spell books, they were profound treatises on cosmic laws, philosophical insights, and the deep secrets of creation itself, offering pathways to influencing reality not through supernatural means, but through an enlightened grasp of its inherent, divine mechanics. From the banks of the Nile, our path leads eastward to the vast plains of Mesopotamia, the realm of the Chaldeans. These ancient people were unparalleled skywatchers, their towering ziggurats serving as observatories for meticulously charting the celestial dance. For the Chaldeans, astrology was far more than mere fortune-telling. It was their most sophisticated magical tradition, a profound attempt to read the will of the gods in the majestic movements of stars and planets. Each celestial body was believed to be an emissary or a direct manifestation of a divine force. By understanding these intricate, predictable patterns, they sought to decipher divine intention, predict earthly events, and even through carefully timed actions and rituals, influence outcomes by acting in harmony with the cosmic tides. Their astrology was a rigorous, mathematical science wedded to a deep spiritual interpretation, a truly holistic pursuit of knowledge. Finally, we turn our attention to the elevated plateaus of ancient Persia and the enigmatic figure of the Magi. Often misrepresented in later lore as mere sorcerers, the Magi were, in truth, a revered priestly caste, scholar-scientists, and profound philosophers. Their wisdom encompassed a vast array of disciplines, from astronomy and medicine to ethics and statecraft, all rooted in a deep understanding of the natural laws governing the universe. They studied the elements, the stars, and the human condition, seeking universal truths and the principles of cause and effect. Their magic was not one of supernatural conjuration, but rather an emanation of this profound knowledge, the ability to interpret and influence natural forces through wisdom, insight, and the alignment of human action with divine cosmic principles. What truly unites these disparate traditions, Egyptian, Chaldean, and Persian, is a crucial overarching philosophy for these ancient cultures. There was no sharp division between science, religion, and what we now delineate as magic. Science was the systematic observation and study of the world. Religion provided the overarching narrative and moral framework for its divine origins and purpose, and magic was the practical application of that combined understanding, the art of working with and within the perceived fabric of reality. All three were inextricably linked, different facets of a single, unified quest to comprehend the universe and humanity's intrinsic place within its grand design. Knowledge was power, and that power was invariably seen as either divine, divinely sanctioned, or a reflection of divine order. This integrated worldview, where the sacred and the empirical danced in perpetual harmony, forms the bedrock of all subsequent magical traditions. Our journey into the core philosophies of magic begins with a towering, almost mythical figure, Hermes Trismegistus. Revered as a prophet, god, or sage, Hermes is the legendary author of Hermeticism's foundational texts, a knowledge base underpinning much of Western esotericism. His name, thrice great Hermes, speaks to his mastery over philosophy, alchemy, and theurgy. While his historicity is debated, his profound influence on seekers of hidden knowledge for millennia is undeniable, establishing him as a central figure in magic. At the heart of Hermetic philosophy, enshrined within the enigmatic verses of the Emerald Tablet, lies an axiom forming the bedrock of magical thought: as above, so below. This isn't just a poetic statement, it's a profound declaration of universal interconnectedness. It posits that the entire universe, in its grand, cosmic scale, the macrocosm, is perfectly mirrored in its smallest parts, the microcosm. Humanity itself is seen as a potent microcosm. Our individual consciousness, our physical body, our very being, is a miniature reflection of the vast, intricate mechanisms of the cosmos. Every star, every planet, every universal law has its corresponding echo within us, a complex symphony played out on both immense and intimate scales. For the magician, this isn't merely a philosophical curiosity, it is the ultimate blueprint, the very engine of intentional change. The principle of as above, so below is the key that unlocks all magical operations. If the universe operates according to immutable laws, replicated within the magician's microcosm, then by manipulating oneself, the magician gains the capacity to influence the external reality, the macrocosm. This means cosmic forces can be understood, harnessed, and directed through corresponding actions, intentions, and energies on Earth within the magician's sphere of influence. This grants the practitioner agency, transforming them from passive observer into active company creator, bridging the gap between the divine and the mundane. To give a simple, modern example that perhaps resonates with our everyday experience, consider the power of our inner mental state to influence our external reality. If you consistently cultivate an inner world filled with self-doubt, negativity, and fear, you often find your outer world reflecting that back to you. Opportunities might seem to dry up, relationships become strained, and challenges appear insurmountable. This isn't supernatural in the common sense, but a clear correlation. Conversely, if you diligently cultivate a mindset of confidence, positivity, and clear intention, you often discover your external circumstances begin to shift. Doors open, solutions present themselves, and people respond to you differently, almost as if the universe is conspiring to assist you. This isn't merely wishful thinking. It beautifully illustrates the foundational Hermetic idea: a change in the internal microcosm precipitates a change in the external macrocosm. The magician, through focused, precise ritual and deep understanding, simply applies this principle with heightened awareness and intention, aligning their inner state with specific cosmic forces to manifest desired outcomes in the world, bringing the above down to the below through their own being. Welcome back, intrepid explorers, as we delve deeper into the profound mysteries unveiled by the history of magic. Having laid the groundwork of esoteric principles and the lineage of arcane knowledge, we now approach a concept so fundamental, so pervasive, that it underpins nearly every magical operation described within these pages. Prepare yourselves to encounter one of the book's most crucial and mysterious concepts, the astral light, often referred to as the great magical agent. Imagine, if you will, the universe not as an empty void, but as a vast, living tapestry interwoven with an invisible, omnipresent substance. This is the astral light, a universal medium that permeates all things, transcends physical boundaries, and serves as a boundless reservoir of information. Think of it as the universe's grand hard drive, storing not just data, but every memory, every thought, every potential outcome since the dawn of existence. It is the cosmic hard drive, continuously recording and transmitting. Alternatively, you might conceptualize it as the very fabric of Carl Jung's collective unconscious, that shared reservoir of human experience, archetypes, and ancestral knowledge, but on an infinitely grander scale. To the ancients, it was akin to the ether, an unseen, subtle medium through which all forces and influences propagated. It is the conduit for sympathetic magic, the glue that binds the seen and unseen worlds. This great magical agent is not, however, a benevolent or malevolent entity in itself. Its power is neutral, its nature dualistic. It is a force for both boundless creation and profound destruction, entirely shaped and directed by the will of those who learn to harness it. Like electricity, which can illuminate a city or electrocute a fool, the astral light is pure potential, awaiting direction. It reflects and amplifies the intentions cast upon it. And this brings us to a truly astounding realization: our very thoughts and emotions are not fleeting, ethereal wisps. They are energetic impulses that actively imprint upon this universal medium. Every desire, every fear, every moment of joy or despair leaves an indelible trace within the astral light. These imprints coalesce, attract similar vibrations, and over time can manifest as tangible events or influences in our physical reality. Our inner world isn't merely contained within us, it radiates outward, subtly shaping the very substance of existence. This ancient understanding resonates powerfully with many modern philosophical and scientific ideas. Consider the concept of synchronicity, as articulated by Jung, those meaningful coincidences that seem to defy mere chance. From the perspective of the astral light, synchronistic events could be seen as the convergence of imprints and intentions within this universal medium, drawn together by a shared energetic signature. Or ponder the noosphere, proposed by thinkers like Vladimir Vernadsky and Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, a sphere of thought encircling the earth, representing the collective consciousness of humanity. The astral light, with its capacity to hold and transmit collective thoughts and memories, provides an ancient mystical framework that beautifully anticipates such modern intellectual constructs. Understanding the astral light is not merely an academic exercise. It is the key to comprehending the mechanics of true magic. It is the canvas upon which our intentions are painted, the medium through which spells take form, and the silent witness to every human endeavor. In the chapters to come, we will explore how practitioners throughout history have sought to understand, purify, and direct this potent, mysterious force, recognizing that mastery over the astral light is, in essence, mastery over reality itself. Welcome back to our exploration of the history of magic. In this chapter, Chapter 5, we delve into the very bedrock of all magical practice, the first requirement, and arguably the most formidable, an iron will. Before any wand is waved, any incantation whispered, or any sigil drawn, the magician must first master themselves. What precisely do we mean by willpower in this mystical context? It's far more than mere stubbornness or desire. Here, willpower is understood as a directed and concentrated force of consciousness. It is the focused intent, the singular purpose, the unwavering command issued from the core of one's being. Imagine your consciousness not as a passive observer, but as an active, potent energy. To truly grasp this, consider the stark contrast between a scattered light bulb and a finely tuned laser beam. The ordinary light bulb illuminates a broad area, its energy dispersed in every direction, capable of warming a room but incapable of burning through a material. It's gentle, diffused, and lacks penetration. Now, envision a laser. All its light energy is collimated, focused into an incredibly narrow, coherent beam. This concentration grants it immense power, enabling it to cut through steel, transmit data across vast distances, or even perform delicate surgery. This is the difference between an untrained mind and a magician's will. An unfocused mind is like the scattered light, its potential diluted by distraction, doubt, and fleeting whims. The magician's will, however, is the laser, all mental energy converged, directed with pinpoint precision towards a singular magical objective. This dissipation of energy isn't confined to grand magical workings. It's a constant drain in our daily lives. Think of the individual who sets a goal, perhaps to learn a new skill, to exercise consistently, or to complete a challenging project. They start with enthusiasm, but soon their focus wavers. A distraction appears, a fleeting desire for immediate gratification takes hold, or doubt creeps in. They procrastinate, give up prematurely, or simply drift from one incomplete task to another. Each moment of indecision, each compromise with one's own intent, is a tiny leak in the reservoir of personal energy. We spend countless hours scrolling through endless feeds, half-heartedly engaging in activities, or allowing external stimuli to dictate our attention. This constant fragmentation of focus, this surrender to external pulls, prevents the accumulation and direction of the potent mental energy required for any significant achievement, magical or mundane. This is why the training of the will is not merely a prerequisite for magic. It is the first, the most difficult, and undeniably the most important step on any genuine path of self-mastery. Without it, all other studies, all other ritualistic procedures, all other attempts at invoking or manifesting are ultimately futile. They become mere mimicry, hollow gestures devoid of the animating force that gives them efficacy. The path begins not with ancient texts or esoteric symbols, but with an unwavering commitment to discipline the inner self. It demands absolute certainty in one's purpose, a refusal to entertain doubt, and the relentless practice of sustained focus. It's a journey of bringing every stray thought, every errant emotion, every impulse under the dominion of a clear, conscious intent. This arduous internal work is what forges an iron will, transforming the scattered light of potential into the piercing beam of magical power. It is the foundation upon which all true magic is built. Welcome to Chapter 6, the workshop of reality imagination. For too long, imagination has been relegated to childish whimsy, a pleasant but unproductive activity. Yet, in esoteric traditions, particularly through figures like Eliphas Levi, imagination emerges not as idle daydreaming, but as the very bedrock of creation itself, the formative power that crafts the blueprint for what our will brings into being. Levi introduces us to the vis plastica, his shaping soul. This isn't just philosophy, it's a vital force, an inherent spiritual faculty able to impress forms upon the invisible fabric of the astral light. Think of it as an internal sculptor working with unseen clay, designing patterns that eventually coalesce into physical reality. Our deepest imaginings, Levi suggests, are not mere thoughts, but actual imprints, energetic templates formed by this vis plastica, waiting for our focused will to activate and solidify them. This brings us to Levi's crucial distinction: fancy versus true imagination. Fancy is passive, the spontaneous, undirected stream of images drifting through our minds. It's fleeting daydreams, idle musings, whimsical thoughts without purpose or focused intent. It's the background noise of our mental landscape, ultimately lacking creative power because it lacks direction. True imagination, however, is active, deliberate, and purposeful visualization. It's the conscious act of constructing detailed mental images imbued with feeling and focused intent. When you actively imagine, you're not just observing, you're participating in a creative act. You are using your vis plastica, your shaping soul, to consciously design and etch precise forms onto the astral plane, giving them substance and direction. It's the difference between aimlessly sketching and meticulously drafting architectural blueprints. One is amusement, the other, foundational construction. This ancient magical principle resonates strikingly in modern practices. Consider high-performance athletes. They don't just train physically, they engage in intense visualization. They mentally rehearse every jump, every swing, every race, picturing themselves executing flawlessly, overcoming obstacles, and achieving victory. This primes their entire being, mind, body, and subtle energies for that specific outcome. They use active imagination to create a powerful mental blueprint of success, which their physical actions then strive to manifest. Similarly, high achievers in any field instinctively understand this. They visualize their goals, see themselves succeeding, anticipate and mentally overcome challenges long before they face them physically. This isn't magic in the sense of waving a wand, it's magic in the sense of consciously applying fundamental laws of creation. Their sustained focus, their unwavering belief in the mental image they've crafted, becomes the magnetic force that draws circumstances and opportunities towards them. And this brings us to the profound truth echoing through these teachings: to believe is to create. It is not merely a wish or a hope, but a deep, unwavering conviction in the reality of your imaginings. When your imagination has forged the clearest, most detailed blueprint, and your belief imbues it with energy and intention, your will then has a clear path, a defined structure to build upon. Imagination is the architect, belief is the fuel, and will is the builder. Together, they transform the unseen into the tangible, shaping our reality from the very essence of our inner world. Welcome to Chapter 7, The Four Pillars of the Temple. Having explored the theoretical underpinnings and practical applications of various magical traditions, we now turn our attention to the foundational principles that govern the ethical and practical conduct of any true magician. These are the timeless tenets, often referred to as the four powers of the Sphinx: to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. These aren't merely guidelines, but fundamental energies that must be cultivated and mastered to ensure the efficacy and integrity of one's magical work. They are the cornerstones upon which all genuine power is built. First, we delve into the imperative of to know. This is perhaps the most fundamental and often overlooked pillar. It encompasses far more than simply memorizing incantations or symbols. It demands a relentless pursuit of knowledge in all its forms. The aspiring magician must embark upon a journey of rigorous study, understanding the history of magic, its diverse philosophies, the intricate web of correspondences, and the nuanced symbolism that underpins every rite. But equally, and perhaps even more profoundly, to know necessitates deep self-knowledge. Know thyself is an ancient adage that resonates powerfully within magical practice. It means understanding your own motivations, your true desires, your inherent strengths, and your hidden weaknesses. Without this profound self-awareness, any magical action risks being misdirected, diluted by subconscious biases, or even detrimental. Your true will cannot be discerned, nor can your actions be truly effective without first knowing the landscape of your own inner world. Next, we encounter to will. As we've explored previously, the power of intention is paramount in magic. To will demands an unshakable, focused, and unwavering intention directed towards your magical objective. It's the concentrated force of your being, honed by knowledge and self-awareness, that drives the manifestation of your desires. This isn't a fleeting wish or a casual hope. It is a resolute, single-minded determination that permeates every fiber of your being. When you truly will, your entire energetic current aligns, removing doubt and hesitation, and projecting your intent with absolute clarity and potency into the universe. It is the engine that transforms thought into reality. Then comes to dare. This pillar embodies the courage to act, to step beyond fear and hesitation, and to engage directly with the magical process. To dare means performing the rites, experimenting with new techniques, and pushing the boundaries of your perceived limitations. It's the willingness to face the unknown, to challenge the status quo, and to take responsibility for your actions and their consequences. Magical work often demands a significant leap of faith, a willingness to confront your deepest fears and to transcend the comfortable confines of ordinary reality. It requires audacity, resilience, and the readiness to learn from both success and perceived failure, understanding that every experience contributes to your growth and mastery. To dare is to embrace the journey, not just the destination, and to courageously live the magical life. Finally, and perhaps the most subtle yet vital of the powers, is to keep silent. This is not merely about maintaining secrecy for its own sake, but about protecting and concentrating the vital energy of your magical workings. When you prematurely speak of your intentions or your magical operations, you risk dissipating the concentrated energy you've gathered, exposing it to the skepticism, doubt, or negative projections of others. Silence creates a protective crucible where your magical seed can germinate and grow undisturbed. Furthermore, to keep silent is a powerful antidote to ego. Magic is not a performance for external validation. It is a sacred art, a personal journey of transformation. By maintaining silence, the magician avoids the pitfall of seeking praise or recognition, keeping the focus firmly on the work itself and its true purpose. This discipline cultivates humility, strengthens inner resolve, and ensures that the power you wield remains pure, potent, and uncorrupted by vanity. These four powers, to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent, are not independent virtues, but rather interconnected facets of a holistic approach to magical practice. They form the ethical and practical bedrock, guiding the magician towards responsible action, profound understanding, and true mastery. Without any one of these pillars, the temple of effective magic will inevitably crumble. Welcome to Chapter 8, The Great Chain. Our journey through the history of magic now brings us to a concept both ancient and surprisingly resonant with modern thought: the magnetic chain, or magical chain. This isn't a literal chain of iron links, but rather an intricate, invisible network, the powerful idea of creating an aligned group or even connecting to a lineage of thought to profoundly amplify effect. Imagine for a moment a group of individuals, each holding a singular, fervent intention. When these intentions are not just similar, but truly shared, intensely focused, something extraordinary happens. Their individual wills don't merely add up, they multiply, creating a current of collective energy, a powerful, palpable stream of focused thought and desire. This shared intention becomes a force far greater than the sum of its parts, capable of influencing outcomes beyond individual efforts. It's the principle that a whispered prayer, when joined by hundreds of others, transforms into a roar felt across the spiritual plane. We see echoes of this ancient magical principle in many aspects of contemporary life. Consider the modern mastermind group, individuals with diverse skills and experiences, yet united by a common goal, who regularly convene to brainstorm, support, and strategize. The synergy generated within these groups often propels participants to achievements they couldn't have realized alone. Or think of collective prayer, millions across the globe simultaneously directing their hopes and supplications towards a shared outcome. Whether for healing, peace, or divine intervention, the sheer volume and unity of their spiritual current are believed by many to create tangible shifts in the fabric of reality. And perhaps most vividly, observe the phenomenon of viral social movements. A single idea, often sparked by one individual, can catch fire, resonating with a collective unconscious. As more people adopt it, share it, and invest their emotional and intellectual energy into it, the movement gains unstoppable momentum, transforming public opinion, challenging established norms, and even overturning governments. This is the magnetic chain in action, operating on a societal scale, demonstrating how a shared belief can become a potent, world-altering force. But with such immense power comes immense responsibility. To influence this great chain is to wield a tool of creation and destruction. The potential for manipulation, for directing this collective current towards self-serving or even harmful ends, is very real. It demands profound ethical awareness from those who seek to engage with it. The chain, like any powerful conduit, is neutral in itself. Its impact is entirely dependent on the intentions feeding it. Therefore, The success and positive impact of any magnetic chain hinges on two critical elements: harmony and shared purpose. Discord, conflicting agendas, or hidden motives will inevitably weaken, if not entirely shatter, the chain's integrity. Just as a single broken link compromises the strength of an entire physical chain, internal strife siphons away the collective energy. True power, the kind that endures and builds constructively, stems from genuine alignment, a unified vision, and a shared commitment to a greater good. It is in this symphony of intention that the great chain reveals its most profound and beneficial magic. Welcome back as we delve into Chapter 9, Ceremonies and Rites: The Psychology of Ritual. For many, the term ceremonial magic conjures images of arcane secrets and supernatural forces. But what if we view it not as superstition, but as a highly sophisticated form of psychological programming, meticulously designed to focus the will and imagination? At its core, rituals are acted out prayers, or, more accurately, profound psychodramas. They are carefully choreographed performances intended to create an immersive experience, bypassing the conscious mind and speaking directly to the subconscious. Every element serves a purpose. The shimmering silk of a ceremonial robe isn't just fabric. Its specific color and texture can evoke archetypal energies or states of mind, signaling a shift from the mundane to the sacred. The rich, swirling smoke of incense isn't merely a pleasant scent. Its aroma, combined with its visual dance, acts as a sensory anchor, altering perception and deepening focus. Chants and incantations are far more than strange words. They are rhythmic vibrations, potent sonic patterns designed to lull the analytical mind and allow intentions to impress directly upon the deep subconscious. The precise gestures, the layout of the ritual space, the carefully chosen lighting all combine to create a powerful feedback loop, suspending disbelief and opening the practitioner to profound levels of self-suggestion. This mechanism isn't confined to ancient grimoires or shadowy temples. It's a fundamental aspect of human experience. Consider modern rituals, a graduation ceremony, for example. The cap and gown, the processional march, the solemn speeches, none of these are inherently magical objects, yet they profoundly mark a transition, instilling a sense of accomplishment, responsibility, and belonging. Or think of a military parade, the crisp uniforms, the synchronized drills, the anthems. These meticulously crafted rituals forge group identity, instill discipline, and reinforce loyalty. Even your personal morning routine, if performed with mindful intention, can become a powerful mini-ritual, setting your mindset and energetic tone for the entire day. The crucial insight here is that the true power of ceremonial magic, or any ritual, lies not in the objects themselves. The robe, the incense, the wand, these are inert. Their potency is derived entirely from what they symbolize to the practitioner. They serve as anchors for belief, focal points for intention, and conduits for concentrated will. They are externalizations of inner states, making the abstract concrete and providing a structured framework for profound self-influence. It is the practitioner's focused will, imagination, and belief, channeled and magnified through these symbolic actions and objects, that truly brings about change. Demystified, ceremonial magic reveals itself as a powerful technology of the self, a highly advanced method for personal transformation and for consciously directing one's inner and outer reality. Welcome back to the history of magic. In Chapter 10, The Magician's Toolkit, we uncover the profound symbolism behind the core instruments that have empowered practitioners for millennia: the wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle. Far from mere props, these are potent symbols representing fundamental aspects of the human psyche and the universe itself. Understanding them offers deep insight into both ancient rituals and our own inner workings. Let's begin with the wand. This iconic instrument, often crafted from wood, represents the will, that inner spark of intention, the pure desire to direct, to initiate change. Psychologically, it is our active conscious will, our ability to focus intent and project energy towards a desired outcome. It's the architect of our reality, the force that says, "Let it be so," setting the entire process in motion. Without focused will, any endeavor, magical or mundane, remains rudderless. Next, the cup or chalice. Typically holding liquid, this instrument resonates with understanding, intuition, and profoundly, the subconscious mind. Think of it as the receptacle for our emotions, dreams, and the vast ocean of knowledge beneath conscious thought. Within the psyche, the cup is where intentions are nourished, where insights bubble up from the depths, and where empathy and connection reside. It's the capacity to receive, to process, and to feel, serving as the conduit for inspiration and the wellspring of our emotional landscape. Moving on, we find the sword. Sharp and precise, the sword embodies action, intellect, and the crucial power to discriminate. While the wand directs and the cup understands, the sword cuts through illusion, severs unhelpful ties, and defends. Psychologically, it represents our analytical mind, our ability to reason, make decisions, and distinguish truth from falsehood. It's the faculty that allows us to define boundaries, articulate thoughts, and execute plans with deliberate intent. The sword is the intellect in action, shaping reality by forging a path forward. Finally, the pentacle. Often a disc bearing a five-pointed star, its symbolism is grounded in the tangible. It represents the physical body, the material world, and manifestation itself. It is the grounding element, connecting spiritual and mental aspects to the earthly plane. In the human psyche, the pentacle is our sense of self in the physical world, our embodiment, our practical skills, our resources, and our capacity to bring ideas into concrete existence. It's about being present, about the reality we inhabit and create. The pentacle reminds us that true magic culminates in bringing thoughts and feelings into a manifest, physical form. Together, these four instruments, the wand of will, the cup of understanding, the sword of action and intellect, and the pentacle of manifestation, form a complete system. They mirror the fundamental functions within each of us, illustrating how our intentions, emotions, thoughts, and physical actions interweave to shape our personal reality and engage with the world of magic. Understanding their power offers deep insight, not just into ancient practices, but into the very architecture of our own minds and spirits. Welcome back to the history of magic. We now delve into Chapter 11, the language of symbols. Up to this point, we've explored various rites, procedures, and mysteries. But underlying every incantation, every ritual gesture, every sacred object is a fundamental truth: magic speaks in symbols. Indeed, symbolism isn't just a component of magic, it is its native tongue, the direct channel to the deepest recesses of the human mind, our subconscious. Consider for a moment how your mind truly operates. In our waking lives, we engage with logic, with words, with linear thought. Yet, when we dream, our minds communicate not through meticulously constructed sentences, but through vivid, often bizarre imagery, through sensations, and through encounters with archetypal figures. These are the spontaneous expressions of the subconscious, a realm that processes information not in abstract concepts, but in concrete, emotionally resonant pictures, patterns, and universal archetypes. Words can describe, but symbols evoke. They bypass the critical, analytical, conscious mind and speak directly to that deeper, more primal self, the part of us that holds our instincts, our memories, and our unmanifested potential. This is why a simple image can hold more power, more meaning, and more transformative potential in a magical context than a lengthy explanation. Perhaps no symbol is more immediately recognized or more often misunderstood than the pentagram. Far from being inherently sinister, in magical traditions, particularly Western esotericism, the upright pentagram is a profound representation of the microcosm humanity itself, with its 4 lower points representing the 4 classical elements earth, air, fire, and water, and the uppermost point signifying spirit, or the will. It visually asserts humanity's divine spark and its inherent dominion over the material and elemental forces. It is a declaration that the conscious, spiritual will, when rightly aligned, can command and harmonize the raw energies of existence. When a magician invokes the pentagram, they are not merely drawing a shape, they are asserting a fundamental truth about their own nature and their relationship to the cosmos, activating that symbolic resonance within their own subconscious and beyond. Similarly, the tarot, often seen merely as a tool for divination, is in its essence a complex, pictorial alphabet of the human journey. Each card, from the fool embarking on his adventure to the world's ultimate completion, is a rich tapestry of archetypal imagery, numbers, and colors. These aren't random pictures, they are highly refined symbols representing universal experiences, psychological states, and life lessons. To engage with the tarot is to engage with a symbolic language that mirrors the deepest patterns of existence, allowing the subconscious to interpret and respond to its wisdom, guiding us through the complexities of our own personal narratives. The power of symbols isn't confined to ancient grimoires or arcane rituals. They permeate our modern world, often unnoticed, yet constantly influencing us. Think of company logos that instantly evoke trust or desire, national flags that stir patriotism or defiance, religious icons that inspire reverence or fear. These are all symbols meticulously crafted or naturally evolved that bypass our rational minds and speak directly to our emotions, our identities, our collective subconscious. They demonstrate in no uncertain terms how profoundly we are shaped and moved by these potent visual shorthand. As you continue your journey through the history of magic, and indeed through your own life, I encourage you to become more attuned to this language of symbols. Observe the images that captivate you, the signs that appear repeatedly, the archetypes that resonate within your dreams and daydreams. For in understanding the language of symbols, you begin to unlock the profound mysteries not only of magic, but of your own subconscious mind and the very fabric of reality itself. Symbols are not merely representations, they are gateways to understanding, to power, and to transformation. Welcome back, listeners, to Chapter 12, The Theory of Divination. The word divination often conjures images of crystal balls and fixed futures. Yet, as our text reveals, this popular understanding vastly misrepresents its true spiritual and psychological depth. We're not discussing simplistic fortune-telling, but a sophisticated methodology for exploring the human mind and interacting with subtler currents of existence. Instead, let's reframe divination through tarot, scrying, or other ancient methods not as peeking into an unalterable future, but as a deliberate technique for accessing the subconscious mind. Here resides a vast repository of personal insights, unresolved emotions, and latent potentials. Moreover, from our historical text's perspective, these tools connect us with the astral light, a subtle, energetic stratum permeating existence, containing echoes of past, present, and unfolding probabilities. How do these simple objects achieve such a complex task? The tools cards, reflective surfaces, tea leaves aren't inherently magical or intelligent. Rather, they serve as powerful conduits, focal points for our innate intuition. They provide a structure, a language, a symbolic framework for the subconscious to communicate with the conscious mind. Engaging with them creates a bridge, allowing inner knowing to materialize into discernible patterns and messages. To understand this, consider the Rorschach inkblot test. A therapist presents an ambiguous image, the client projects interpretations. No single correct answer exists, yet the unique response reveals underlying thought patterns, emotional states, and unconscious associations. Divination works similarly. A tarot card, for instance, isn't predicting your future. Instead, its imagery, archetypal significance, and spread position act as a sacred inkblot, prompting your intuition and subconscious to articulate hidden insights. You are not passively receiving information, but actively interpreting, filtering, and synthesizing it through your unique lens. Thus, the future revealed isn't fixed destiny. Instead, it's a tapestry woven from current energies, patterns, and probabilities. Divination illuminates your current trajectory based on present actions, thoughts, and astral light influences. It reveals hidden obstacles, untapped resources, or potential outcomes if you continue a path. It shows what might be given present conditions, not what absolutely will be. This distinction is crucial, empowering the seeker's agency in shaping their future, rather than resigning them to unalterable fate. Ultimately, the profound objective of divination, per ancient magical traditions, isn't fostering dependency on external predictions, outsourcing responsibility, or seeking definitive yes/no answers. Instead, the true goal is self-knowledge. Divination is a tool for introspection, gaining clarity on motivations, understanding your inner landscape, and identifying deeper life currents. Accessing these insights equips you to make informed choices, navigate challenges with greater awareness, and consciously shape your path. It's a journey inward, leading to empowerment, self-understanding, and a more deliberate engagement with the magic of your own existence. Welcome back, earnest seeker. In our journey through the annals of magic, we arrive at a crucial crossroads in understanding its practical application, a distinction often blurred, yet fundamental to genuine magical work. This chapter delves into the precise difference between evocation and invocation, framing these practices not merely as supernatural rites, but as profound psychological processes. Let's begin with invocation. To invoke is to call within. It is the act of awakening a quality, an energy, or an aspect of the divine that already resides dormant within yourself. When a magician seeks to invoke courage, they are not petitioning an external deity to bestow bravery upon them from without. Rather, they are deliberately tapping into the inherent wellspring of courage that is part of their own psychological makeup, drawing it forth from the subconscious depths and bringing it to conscious manifestation. It's an internal awakening, a conscious effort to align oneself with an archetypal principle or a desired personal attribute. Invocation, then, is a process of self-empowerment, a recognition and cultivation of the vast inner resources we all possess. It aims at integrating and amplifying these internal states, making them accessible and active in one's life. Evocation, on the other hand, is the act of calling forth something externally to manifest it into discernible form, either perceptually or experientially. Psychologically speaking, evocation often involves projecting and then communicating with a part of one's own psyche that has taken on an autonomous, personified form. These might be forgotten memories, suppressed emotions, or even future potentials that are externalized and given a distinct identity with which one can interact. In more traditional terms, it could be seen as the conjuration of an external force or intelligence, whether a spirit, an elemental, or another entity from the unseen realms, to appear or influence the material plane. The key difference is that evocation brings something out from the internal world or another dimension into a perceived external reality, facilitating interaction. This brings us to a concept often misunderstood and indeed deliberately sensationalized: the idea of demons. For many, the word conjures images of literal hell beasts intent on damnation. Yet, in the more nuanced magical traditions, particularly when viewed through a psychological lens, these demons are frequently understood as personifications of our own human vices, our deeply ingrained psychological complexes, our shadow aspects, or even fragmented parts of our personality. When a magician evokes a demon of sloth or a spirit of anger, they are not necessarily confronting a supernatural monster. They are engaging with a potent, autonomous complex within their own psyche that manifests as a distinct entity. The purpose is not to succumb to it, but to understand its nature, its origins, and ultimately to gain mastery over it. Both evocation and invocation, when approached with clarity and intent, serve a singular, overarching purpose in the magical tradition, achieving mastery over all aspects of the self. Whether you are invoking courage from within or evoking and confronting an internal demon of fear, the goal remains the same. It is a journey of integration, of balancing light and shadow, conscious and unconscious, to forge a complete and fully actualized individual. Through these practices, the magician learns to navigate the intricate landscape of their own mind, bringing unconscious patterns into conscious awareness and taking command of their inner universe. This self-mastery is the true treasure, far more potent than any fleeting external gain. Beyond the popular image of bubbling cauldrons and the greedy pursuit of literal gold lies the profound, esoteric heart of alchemy. For the true practitioners, the lead they sought to transform was not a metal, but the unrefined, base nature of the human self. Their gold was not a material fortune, but an enlightened, purified consciousness, the very essence of spiritual awakening. This, my friends, is the true meaning of alchemy's great work. At the core of this quest stands the legendary philosopher's stone. Forget fanciful legends of physical objects granting immortality or infinite wealth. In its deepest alchemical sense, the philosopher's stone represents a state of being, a perfected, unified consciousness, a realization of divine potential within the individual. It is the ultimate manifestation of wisdom, purity, and spiritual enlightenment, achieved through rigorous self-transformation. To attain this stone was to complete the magnum opus, the great work, the ultimate purpose of the magical path itself, self-perfection. The alchemical process, mirroring the journey of the soul, is traditionally understood through distinct stages, each representing a crucial phase of inner purification and growth. First, we encounter the nigredo, or blackening. This is the stage of decomposition, dissolution, and putrefaction. Symbolically, it represents the confrontation with our shadow self, our unconscious fears, traumas, and suppressed aspects. It's the dark night of the soul, where old patterns must die, where our illusions are shattered, and we face the chaos within. Psychologically, it's akin to acknowledging and processing our deepest wounds and imperfections, allowing them to decompose so something new can emerge. Following the darkness comes the albedo, or whitening. This stage signifies purification, washing, and illumination. After the destructive phase of nigredo, the albedo brings clarity, insight, and a sense of renewal. It's the dawn after the darkest night, where the true self begins to emerge, cleansed and illuminated. In psychological terms, it's the period of healing, gaining self-awareness, discerning truth from illusion, and finding inner peace and purity. It's the recognition of our inherent worth and light. Finally, we arrive at the rubedo, or reddening. This is the stage of culmination, integration, and the achievement of the philosopher's stone. The white purity of albedo is now imbued with the vibrant red of passion, life force, and spiritual maturity. Rubedo symbolizes the complete integration of all aspects of the self, mind, body, spirit, shadow, and light into a cohesive, radiant whole. Psychologically, this is the process of individuation, self-actualization, where the transformed individual lives in full alignment with their highest potential, manifesting wisdom, compassion, and true inner gold. Ultimately, the ancient texts, with their cryptic symbols of furnaces, retorts, and arcane substances, offer us a profound map for inner transformation. Alchemy, in its truest form, is the magic of turning the base lead of our unexamined, imperfect selves into the pure, radiant gold of our fullest, enlightened potential. It is a powerful reminder that the greatest magic often lies not in manipulating the external world, but in mastering the intricate landscape of our own being. Welcome back, intrepid seekers of hidden knowledge, to Chapter 15, The Perils of the Path. As we delve deeper into Levi's magnum opus, it's crucial to acknowledge that the pursuit of magic, while illuminating, is far from a walk in the park. Levi isn't just offering a roadmap, he's issuing vital warnings, emphasizing that the greatest dangers don't lie in curses or external forces, but within the practitioner themselves. These are psychological pitfalls, insidious traps of the mind that can derail even the most sincere aspirant. The first, and perhaps most subtle, peril Levi highlights is the danger of mistaking subjective visions for objective reality. In the immersive world of magical practice, particularly through meditation, scrying, or ritual, one often encounters vivid internal experiences. These can be profound, emotionally resonant, and utterly convincing. But Levi cautions us an intense inner journey, a powerful symbolic dream, or a deeply felt vision, however real it may feel, is not automatically an external truth, a revelation from the cosmos that dictates the objective world. The practitioner must cultivate discernment, a rigorous self-awareness, to distinguish between the rich tapestry of the subconscious and the verifiable facts of existence. To lose this distinction is to descend into self-delusion, building a personal reality divorced from all others, a truly isolating and dangerous state. Hand in hand with this self-delusion often comes the inflation of the ego. As one gains even a glimmer of control, a sense of insight, or the ability to manifest subtle changes, it's dangerously easy to believe oneself to be, as Levi warns, all-powerful. The ego, ever eager for validation, can swell to monstrous proportions, convincing the individual that they are above ordinary mortals, privy to secrets that grant them unchallenged authority. This hubris is a classic tale, repeated throughout history and mythology, and it leads invariably to downfall. The belief that one is infallible or divinely chosen breeds arrogance, blinds one to error, and alienates allies. True power, Levi implies, is not found in dominating others or the universe, but in mastering oneself. And with increased personal power, whether it be spiritual, psychological, or influential, comes an equally increased moral responsibility. Levi stresses that knowledge is not merely for personal aggrandizement. To understand the hidden currents of existence, to grasp the levers of influence, is to accept a profound ethical burden. How will this power be used? For good, for ill, or merely for selfish gain? The consequences of one's actions, however subtle, ripple outwards, affecting others, the environment, and the very fabric of reality. The path of magic demands not just intellect and will, but also a finely tuned moral compass, a commitment to principles that serve the greater good, not just personal desire. So, how does one navigate these treacherous waters? Levi consistently reiterates the importance of balance and, above all, humility. These are not mere virtues but vital safeguards. And here we return to the fundamental wisdom of the four powers of the Sphinx: to know, to dare, to will, and to be silent. To know is to possess true understanding, not self-delusion. To dare is to act with courage, but also with caution. To will is to exert your intention, but always tempered by responsibility. And critically, to be silent is to practice discernment, to avoid boastfulness, and to hold inner wisdom sacred, never letting the ego trumpet its perceived triumphs. These four pillars are the practitioner's ultimate defense against the perils of the path, ensuring a journey of genuine growth rather than spectacular collapse. Let this chapter serve as a stark reminder: the greatest magic is self-mastery, and the greatest challenge is always within. Welcome to Chapter 16, Magic vs. Religion. We explore Levi's complex view on magic and religion. Many perceive these concepts as diametrically opposed: light versus dark, faith versus superstition. Yet Levi, with profound insights, presents a remarkably different perspective. He argues magic isn't an antagonist, but the underlying, universal truth, the esoteric core animating all genuine religious experience. To grasp Levi's vision, we must understand his distinction between the exoteric and the esoteric aspects of any belief system. The exoteric is the outer shell: public doctrines, rituals, moral codes, and dogmas accessible to the general populace, the literal interpretation. Beneath this, Levi posits the esoteric: the inner, hidden meaning, symbolic truth, mystical understanding, accessible to dedicated seekers. This distinction doesn't diminish the exoteric, but reveals deeper spiritual wisdom. Levi saw many religious rites, symbols, and narratives, though appearing unique, share profound esoteric roots. Ancient magical practices, often dismissed or demonized by later religions, were primordial expressions of humanity's divine yearning. Consider incense, sacred words, the cross or circle, anointing with oils, invoking divine presence elements across countless faiths. These aren't coincidences, but echoes of a universal magical science, a profound understanding of cosmic laws underpinning all formal religious structures. The magician, for Levi, isn't a sorcerer, but a devoted seeker. They strive for direct, unmediated divine experience rather than accepting dogma alone. They engage hidden forces and symbolic language to access truths the exoteric hints at. Through study, ritual, and self-mastery, the magician penetrates the material veil, communing directly with spiritual realities. They seek gnosis, a direct knowing, personal enlightenment complementing, not contradicting, genuine faith. Levi's genius bridges what many perceive as an insurmountable chasm. He offers a framework viewing magic and religion not as rivals, but two sides of the same sacred coin, outer form and inner essence. This fosters respect for all spiritual paths, recognizing that beneath diverse expressions, they point towards the same ultimate truth, the same divine mystery. It encourages looking beyond superficial differences to appreciate the universal spiritual quest uniting humanity. Levi invites us to see magic not as a dark art, but a luminous key unlocking unifying wisdom within all sacred traditions. Welcome back to the history of magic. In this final chapter, we delve into Chapter 17, The Legacy of Magic, exploring how the profound ideas we've discussed, particularly those elucidated by figures like Eliphas Levi, resonated through time and continue to shape our world in unexpected ways. Levi's groundbreaking work, especially Transcendental Magic, served as a foundational text for the explosion of occult interest in the late 19th century. His systematic approach to magic, his emphasis on will, imagination, and the astral light, provided a coherent framework that inspired countless seekers. Without Levi, it's difficult to imagine the shape of influential orders like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which drew heavily on his synthesis of Kabbalah, alchemy, and ceremonial magic. Visionaries such as Arthur Edward Waite, a key figure in the Golden Dawn and company creator of the iconic Rider-Waite tarot deck, built directly upon Levi's reinterpretation of esoteric symbolism, embedding it deeply into the Western esoteric tradition and ensuring its pervasive impact for generations to come. But Levi's influence extends far beyond the traditional magical orders, subtly seeping into the cultural mainstream. Consider the popular concepts of the law of attraction or manifestation that dominate much of modern self-help and psychological discourse. While often stripped of their esoteric terminology, their core tenets echo Levi's teachings on the power of the will and imagination. The idea that focused thought, belief, and intention can shape reality, attracting desired outcomes, is a direct descendant of the magical principle that as above, so below, that our inner world actively influences the outer. Levi's great magical agent, the astral light, the universal medium through which consciousness interacts with matter, is subtly mirrored in contemporary theories about vibrational energy and the creation of one's reality through mental states. It's the magician's will, refined and repackaged for the modern age. These ancient ideas, often presented under new guises, are woven into the very fabric of our popular culture. Look around, and you'll find magical symbolism and archetypes pervasive in our movies, books, and art. From the hero's journey in countless fantasy epics mirroring alchemical transformation, to the explicit use of Kabbalistic trees of life, alchemical symbols, and tarot imagery in film and literature, think of the intricate magic systems in popular fantasy novels, which often codify principles of intention, consequence, and interconnectedness that Levi would immediately recognize. Even the very concept of finding your inner power or unlocking your potential in motivational speaking has roots in the individual's magus-like ability to master their own destiny and shape their experience. So, while the term magic itself might conjure images of ancient rituals or fantastical spells, the underlying philosophical currents explored by Levi remain remarkably vibrant and relevant. They are not confined to dusty grimoires, but manifest in the self-help bestsellers, the psychological frameworks guiding personal growth, and the rich tapestry of stories we tell ourselves. The legacy of magic, therefore, isn't just a historical curiosity, it's a living, breathing influence, continually shaping how we understand ourselves, our potential, and our place in a world still, in many ways, enchanted by the power of belief, will, and imagination. The history of magic, it turns out, is still being written in every mindful intention and every dream we dare to manifest. Welcome back to the history of magic. We have journeyed through ancient incantations, explored cryptic symbols, delved into esoteric doctrines, and observed countless rites performed across millennia. From the earliest shamanic healings to the complex grimoires of the Renaissance, and even into modern occult practices, we've witnessed humanity's ceaseless quest to understand and wield unseen forces. But what truly lies at the heart of it all? What is the singular, ultimate secret that binds these diverse traditions, these disparate belief systems, into one coherent current? It is this beneath the captivating layers of ritualistic complexity, beyond specific pantheons or elaborate sigils. Every single practice, every symbol, every chanted word, every initiation ultimately points towards one profound objective self-mastery. The true magic, the most potent alchemy, is not about bending external realities to your will, but primarily about transforming the self. The external acts invoking, banishing, crafting talismans are often merely reflections, metaphors, or tools designed to enact an internal shift, to cultivate focus, discipline, and understanding within the practitioner. The purpose of magic, therefore, transcends mere conjurations for wealth or power, though these have driven many throughout history. Its profound and enduring aim is far grander: to become a more complete, a more balanced, and ultimately, a more effective human being. It is the art and science of causing change to occur in conformity with will, yes, but the primary change, the fundamental act of conscious creation, is the deliberate transformation of your own inner landscape, the evolution of your consciousness, and the refinement of your character. It's about aligning your deepest self with your highest intentions. So, as we conclude our comprehensive exploration of magic's grand tapestry, let us gently shift our gaze from the celestial spheres, from the vast cosmic dances and intricate universal laws we've contemplated. Let us bring that focus inward to the most vital and potent laboratory of all you. The forces you seek to understand, the mysteries you yearn to unlock, the power you wish to command, these reside not in distant stars, forgotten glyphs, or dusty, forbidden tomes. They dwell within your own inherent potential, your own profound consciousness, your own boundless being. This entire journey, from ancient mystics to modern seekers, reveals one undeniable truth: the greatest grimoire, the most powerful book of shadows, is not an ancient manuscript bound in exotic materials or inscribed with forgotten runes. It is you, the true magic circle, the consecrated space where transformation unfolds, is not merely drawn on the floor with chalk and consecrated oils. It is your own sphere of influence, your focused will, your active life. Embrace the profound power that lies within. The ultimate secret, the grand revelation, is the magic inherent in you. Having explored magic's history, let's apply its profound principles to your daily life. This isn't about incantations, but a practical, non-supernatural path to heighten awareness, focus, and intentionality, qualities central to the true magus. Welcome to your 7-day action plan, Awakening the Magus Within. For days 1 and 2, we embrace to know. Sharpen your awareness of yourself and your environment. Your task: observe and record. Keep a journal. Note symbols you encounter daily, recurring motifs, unexpected objects. What do they represent? Also, record your own recurring thoughts and mental patterns. What narratives repeat? Simply notice what arises without judgment in your inner and outer landscapes. Days 3 and 4 embody to directing your energy with unwavering focus. For these 2 days, practice completing a single, small, simple goal with absolute, undivided attention. It could be washing one dish, folding a single laundry item, or clearing a desk corner. The key is completing it from start to finish without any distraction, no phone, no wandering mind. Experience your entire will channeled into that one action. You might find it challenging, yet profoundly empowering. Day 5 is to dare. Consciously step beyond your self-imposed boundaries. Identify one small thing just outside your comfort zone and deliberately do it. Not grand risks, but a subtle expansion. Perhaps speak to a stranger, try a new food, wear something different, or take an unfamiliar route. The power lies in the conscious choice to act, even with a whisper of resistance. Finally, days 6 and 7 to keep silent. This means cultivating inner quietness and pure observation. For 15 minutes daily, find a quiet space. Sit in silence and simply observe your thoughts without judgment. Don't stop them, analyze them, or engage. Just watch them arise and pass. Afterwards, reflect on your week. What did you learn about your awareness, focus, and comfort? How did these practices shift your perception? These 7 days aren't about performing magic, but awakening the magus within the individual, capable of profound self-awareness, directed intention, and courageous action. By integrating these deliberate practices, you master your inner world, transforming the mundane into conscious living. Continue, adapt, and watch your agency and presence blossom. The journey to becoming a true master of your own reality starts now. We've journeyed through the intricate labyrinth of magical history, exploring its procedures, rites, and profound mysteries. As our exploration concludes, it's vital to distill this vast knowledge into 3 core, memorable takeaways, 3 lost keys, if you will, that you can easily recall and, most importantly, apply to your life. The first, most fundamental key: the universe is mental. Ancient texts confirm your mind, your focused will, and vivid imagination is the primary creative force in your life. The Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, starts within. Your inner world, thoughts, beliefs, intentions, projects onto your outer reality. What you conceive, truly believe, and will sets your existence in motion. This isn't just positive thinking, it's recognizing consciousness as primary creation. To master magic, master your internal landscape. Your thoughts are active architects. Observe what you feed your mind, for there lies your world's genesis. The second lost key: true power requires discipline. Forget the wand flick as sole magical potency. Real, enduring power doesn't spring from spells. It's forged through rigorous, unwavering training of your will, character, and attention. This is the daily work: cultivating self-control, honing concentration, developing integrity, practicing persistent effort. It's building inner fortitude, like an athlete trains. Spells are merely tools, conduits for power cultivated within. Without internal discipline, even the most elaborate rite is an empty gesture. Discipline is not restriction, it is the pathway to genuine freedom and potent efficacy. Finally, the third key, the ultimate revelation: the great work is you. Seekers pursued the philosopher's stone for centuries. Yet deepest mystical traditions reveal it's a metaphor for personal transformation. The ultimate goal of magic isn't controlling the external world or gaining riches. The true, profound aim is to master yourself, to transmute your inner lead of ignorance, fear, and limitation into the gold of wisdom, courage, and boundless potential. This is the alchemy of the soul, the lifelong journey of self-discovery and conscious evolution. When you embark on this great work, you align with existence's highest principles, becoming magic's living embodiment. Your life then becomes your greatest spell, your most profound ritual. These three keys: the universe is mental, power requires discipline, and the great work is you are not mere concepts. They are calls to action, principles to live by. Embrace them, integrate them daily, and you will understand magic's true essence, conscious creation, and self-mastery. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey. As our deeply engaging journey through the enigmatic pages of the history of magic, including a clear and precise exposition of its procedure, its rites, and its mysteries, draws to its current fascinating conclusion, remember that the true essence of these ancient revelations doesn't merely reside in their historical recounting. Instead, their profound power truly awakens in their personal resonance within each of us, shaping our perception and stirring the depths of our understanding. This shared exploration has undoubtedly unearthed new perspectives and perhaps even stirred forgotten intuitions. So, I extend a heartfelt invitation to you. Take a moment, reflect on the diverse insights we've uncovered today. What specific concept, what historical revelation, what philosophical glimmer truly resonated with you the most? What was your biggest, most impactful takeaway? Perhaps an aha moment suddenly illuminated a long-held question, or a fresh understanding shifted something profound within your established worldview. We are a community of seekers, and by sharing your personal insights in the comments below, you not only deepen your own integration of this knowledge, but you also contribute invaluable threads to a collective tapestry of wisdom, enriching the journey for every fellow explorer who follows. If you found this detailed exploration intellectually stimulating, if the subtle whispers of ancient wisdom truly called to your spirit, if the pursuit of deeper truths ignites a passion within you, then please consider acknowledging this connection by giving this video a like. Your engagement fuels these ventures. Furthermore, to ensure you continue your profound deep dive into the arcane, into the rich currents of esoteric wisdom that have subtly yet powerfully shaped our world throughout the ages, and indeed, continue to do so, subscribe to this channel. Activate the notification bell so you never miss our future, meticulously researched explorations into the hidden currents of history, philosophy, and the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of the ordinary. But the journey of understanding, as we've learned, doesn't merely culminate in passive contemplation. It often blossoms through active engagement and personal experience. Remember the discussions we've had regarding structured practice, the importance of ritual, and the disciplined application of principle? For those among you who are now ready to move beyond simply considering these profound ideas and yearn to integrate them into the living fabric of your own existence, I wholeheartedly encourage you to take the next practical step. Embark upon the suggested 7-day introductory plan. This isn't just an exercise, it's a meticulously crafted stepping stone, a foundational framework designed to help you begin weaving these ancient principles, these transformative insights, into the rhythm and flow of your daily life. Observe, experiment, document your experiences, your initial successes, the unexpected challenges, the subtle shifts you perceive within yourself and your surroundings. And when you feel that sense of inner readiness, share your journey. your unique observations with our growing, supportive community. Your individual path, illuminated by your direct experience, becomes a guiding light and an invaluable source of inspiration for all of us. Ultimately, the history of magic stands as far more than a mere chronological account of historical events and figures. It's a vibrant, living testament to humanity's enduring and insatiable quest for profound knowledge, for deep personal transformation, and for a conscious mastery of both self and the subtle, often unseen, forces that intricately weave the tapestry of our reality. It serves not just as a narrative, but as an urgent, profound invitation to each of you to embark upon, or to continue, your own unique and deeply personal great work, that alchemical process of self-refinement and purposeful creation. And so, as you prepare to step away from this video, as you close this chapter of our shared exploration, I leave you with this potent question, one that beckons you towards conscious action. What part of your own great work, that grand design of your life, that purposeful endeavor towards growth and transformation will you consciously choose to begin or to significantly advance today? The deepest magic, remember, is not merely relegated to the annals of the past or the pages of forgotten grimoires. It resides vibrantly in the present moment, waiting patiently, powerfully, for you to consciously acknowledge it, to diligently cultivate it, and to brilliantly ignite its transformative potential within your own being.